What is good, everybody? It's your boy, the one and only King Tyson, y'all. We back here for episode 40, y'all. We back here for episode 40, the big 4. Oh, y'all, we did it, y'all. I appreciate y'all. We made it to episode 40, man. We made it to the episode 40. I can't believe it. I'm still in shock. I'm at episode 40. Episode 40, man. And then look, episode 41 will be WrestleMania 41, y'all. Alright, let's get it, man. This is WrestleMania week. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. Who excited out there for WrestleMania 41? Put in the comments, y'all. WrestleMania is only a few days away. Only a few days away this Saturday, y'all. So make sure y'all tune in to WrestleMania 41, y'all. Let's get amped up for it. So make sure y'all put in the comments who y'all got winning the matches. We're gonna go over the matches later on in the show, but let's get it, man. Let's get it. So like I start off the show every episode. So this is in the middle of the week, y'all. Hopefully y'all week was going well, successful production, stress-free, stress-free, y'all. Alright, man. Hopefully everything went your way. Alright. So yeah, we're gonna do what we always do. Let's get into Monday Night Raw. And that shit was lit. The final Raw, y'all. This is the final Raw before WrestleMania 41. Episode 41. This shit is crazy. This is it, y'all. This is what we all been waiting for. WrestleMania 41 is this Saturday and Sunday. Alright? And I will be doing the highlights for that. So make sure y'all tune in for the Raw Smack Talk episode 41 and 42, alright? But before we do that, let's start off with this episode 40. Let's get into Monday Night Raw, alright? It was crazy as usual. Well, man, this shit was crazy. Alright, let's get into it. So, on Monday Night Raw, we had Gunther come out. Gunther came out and he was, smiling and shit. He was smiling and he had an interview with Michael Cole in the ring. And Gunther comes out and he was like, Jey Uso, who told me so he ain't scared of me no more. He was like, Jey Uso is full of shit. Jey Uso is scared of me. He said he's full of shit. And Gunther continued, he says, he was like, screw Jey Uso and screw everything he stands for. And he was like, he said, screw the fans too. And he continued on, y'all. He was like, screw who stands with Jey Uso, y'all. So Gunther is pissed off right now. Gunther is mad as a bitch. He said, screw everybody. In a sentence, he said, fuck everybody. If you with Jey Uso, fuck you. If you on his side, fuck you. He cheered for him, fuck you. So he is mad as hell. So he continues on, y'all. Gunther continues on. He says he is the best WWE World Champion of all. No, he says he's the greatest World Champion of all time, y'all. How y'all feel about that? He says he's the greatest WWE champion, World Champion of all time. Do y'all believe that Gunther's the greatest? Because Gunther, he also said, I'm gonna get into that. Gunther urges Jey Uso to walk into WrestleMania 41 with all the confidence in the world, y'all. He urges him to walk into WrestleMania with his chest bumped up. He says he's gonna put Jey Uso down for the 4th consecutive time. Jey Uso is 0-3 to Gunther. Will he be 1-3 to Gunther at WrestleMania 41? Y'all, what will happen at WrestleMania 41? But anyway, he says he will put Jey Uso down for the 4th time. And he was like, he told Jey Uso, he was like, so go pray to your God. So go pray to your goddamn, I ain't gonna say goddamn God, but he said, go pray to your God. He said, cause if I wasn't in control, he said, I would have drowned you and your brother in blood. Remember a couple of weeks back, Gunther beat the shit out of Jey Uso, and he was, blood was just fucking everywhere. Put it like that. Blood was everywhere. Jey Uso was drowning in his own freaking blood. But anyway, yeah, so he was like, so Jey Uso go pray, he said, because he wasn't in control. He was talking about being out of control. He said, but if he wasn't in control, he would have drowned both of them in blood. So Gunther continues on. Gunther was pissed off, y'all. Gunther was pissed off. He said at WrestleMania, after WrestleMania, he's gonna call his mother and tell her that He loved beating the hell out of Jey Uso, and he's gonna walk out of WrestleMania 41 the champion, y'all. So put in the comments if y'all believe that's gonna happen. Do y'all believe Gunther will still be the champion at WrestleMania 40? After WrestleMania 41, that is. So put in the comments, alright? So we're gonna move along. We had Liv Morgan versus Bayley. And the winner of that match was the one and only Bayley. Bayley won that match, but it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. That was a match for Bayley. Liv Morgan beat the shit out of Bayley ass in the beginning of the match. She was dominating the match. So we gotta give it up for Liv Morgan. So a little bit of highlights of the match, how she won. Liv Morgan suplexed Bayley multiple times outside the ring. On the floor, matter of fact, he suplexed her ass on the floor multiple times, y'all. I was like, God damn. And then later on, Liv Morgan gave Bayley a cold breaker ringside. And then later on in the match, Liv jumped off the top rope and Bayley turned into some type of stun. It was like she stunned her ass. And then Bayley did her finisher, the belly to belly. After Bayley did her finisher, right? Raquel put Liv Morgan's foot on the ropes. As you know, the judgment they do, they cheat at every match they have, they cheat. So Raquel saved Liv Morgan. So Lyra attacks Raquel, and then Liv Morgan. This is going later on in the match. Liv Morgan giving Bayley the backstabber, and then as Liv Morgan was trying to do her finisher to Bayley reversed that shit, and then she pinned her ass. She rolled up, pinned Liv Morgan, and the ref counted to 3, and that was the match, y'all. That was the freaking match. Bayley wins. So at WrestleMania, y'all, remember at WrestleMania we got Bayley and Lyra versus Raquel and Liv Morgan for the Women's Tag Team Championship. So who is going to win that match? Do y'all believe will Bayley become a Women's Tag Team Champion? So we'll see this Sunday, this weekend. We're gonna move along, moving forward. So look, Rhea Ripley had a little promo. She was saying that at WrestleMania 41, she is gonna get back what belongs to her, and that is the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. She has to fight Bianca Belair and Io Sky in a triple threat match, and she says she can't wait to beat the shit out of Bianca and Io Sky. So that match is Sunday, y'all. So this Sunday we're gonna have Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Put in the comments who's gonna win that match right there. All right, let's keep it moving. It's WrestleMania fucking week.
Come on now, dog.
It's WrestleMania week, y'all. Let's get it. All right, Rey Mysterio versus Julius Creed. But before we get into that match, we got Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, y'all, at WrestleMania 41. If you didn't know, we got Rey versus, Chad Gable. I think that's Chad Gable. But anyway, Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano this Saturday, WrestleMania 41. So make sure y'all tune in. So let's move on. Let's go on to Rey Mysterio versus Julius Creed. So I'm about to call him Jay. So Rey Mysterio had the momentum until Brutus and Chad Gable interfered in the match. So when they interfered in the match, Dragon Lee interfered in the match. So he ended up helping out Rey Mysterio. So then both LWO and American Made was arguing ringside. They was like, man, he interfered in the match. No, he interfered in the match. So the referee kicks both sides, both teams out of the match. So LWO and American Made had to leave the fucking ring. It was just, of course, Rey Mysterio and Julius Creed in the ring. So as the match continued, Julius Creed picks up Rey Mysterio. They was outside the ring. Julius Creed picked up Rey Mysterio outside the ring and carried him up to the ring, y'all. Later on in the match, Julius Creed and Rey Mysterio was outside the ring. Julius Creed ended up picking up Rey Mysterio from the floor and carried him up to the fucking ring, y'all. That shit was crazy. So later on in the match, Rey Mysterio had jumped off the top rope. But Julius Creed ended up catching his ass. Rey Mysterio reversed that into a DDT, and then the one and only El Grande Americano shows up, and he tried to distract Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio ended up trying to take his fucking mask off, but Julius Creed tried to pin Julius Creed tried to pin Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio did the 619 to Julius Creed, and that was the fucking match right there. Rey Mysterio wins. So El Grande ended up attacking Rey Mysterio after the match, y'all. The LWO gets taken out by Julius Creed and Chad Gable. American Made in general. American Made takes out the LWO. And then at the end, El Grande did a flying headbutt to Rey Mysterio. So who is gonna win that match right there? El Grande versus Rey Mysterio. WrestleMania. Let's get it. WrestleMania this weekend, y'all. So look, I forgot to mention that the War Raiders versus the New Day for the Tag Team Championship will be WrestleMania Sunday, y'all. So make sure y'all tune in for that. So the New Day is ready for war. They don't give a fuck what the War Raiders talking about. The New Day is ready for the War Raiders. The New Day says when they win at WrestleMania 41, they said everyone will say in unison, "Thank God for the New Day."
Boy, if you don't get
we was like, no, we ain't nobody gonna be saying that bullshit. But anyway, yeah. So the New Day versus the War Raiders for the Tag Team Champions Sunday. So who will win that match, y'all? Put it in the comments, y'all. WrestleMania will be lit. It's gonna be lit, y'all. Make sure y'all tune in. So we're gonna move forward. We had AJ Styles versus Logan. AJ Styles versus Logan Paul will be WrestleMania Sunday. So make sure y'all tune in for that. Alright, so moving forward, AJ Styles. AJ Styles has a match with Karrion Kross. Remember last week, Karrion Kross says he wants to see the vicious side of AJ Styles. And AJ Styles says, I'm going to show you that shit this week. So here's the match. So the winner of that match was the one and only AJ Styles, man. But it wasn't easy for his ass either. Karrion Kross was giving him his run for the fucking money right there. Karrion Kross tossed AJ Styles into the barricade multiple times, y'all. And then Karrion Kross, at one point, Karrion Kross tricked AJ Styles acting like he was hurt, acting like his leg was hurt. And so AJ Styles went over there to see was he alright, and Karrion Kross ended up punching him in his motherfucking face. AJ Styles went the fuck off like, motherfucker. So AJ Styles ended up doing his Styles punch to Karrion Kross, and he ended up winning the match. The ref counted 3, and that was it. So after the match, the one and only Logan Paul comes out. Logan Paul comes out, and AJ Styles, and Logan Paul shows AJ Styles some footage of his career, you know how many millions of followers he got and shit. So AJ Styles was like, that's a cute video and whatever. Man, bring your ass in the ring. We have a preview of WrestleMania right now. Fuck that video.
What did he say?
So AJ Styles and Logan Paul got in the ring, they started the fight, and then Karrion Kross got in the mix of it as well. But AJ Styles took out Karrion Kross. But as AJ Styles fight with Karrion Kross, Logan Paul was right behind him, and he dropped AJ Styles. He dropped his ass, punched him right in his motherfucking face.
Come on, dog.
Y'all, he dropped his ass. So who y'all believe is gonna win that match right there? AJ Styles versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania 41. Make sure y'all tune in. Alright, it's WrestleMania week, y'all. Turn up. Put in the comments what y'all doing. Y'all cooking out? What y'all doing? Y'all having a tailgate? What's going on for WrestleMania? Make sure y'all put it in the comments. What's going on this weekend? Alright, let's get it. Let's keep it moving. So look, Jey Uso, guys. We know Jey Uso versus Gunther will be WrestleMania Saturday, y'all. That is the main event for WrestleMania Saturday. No, that's not main event, excuse me, but that's WrestleMania Saturday. Alright, so Jey Uso comes out, y'all. Say he is crashing the fuck out. He's going crazy. But he said he is locked in for his family, for his friends, and for the fans, y'all. And also, he says at WrestleMania 41, he will be the new world champion. So hopefully that's true, y'all. We're gonna see, y'all. We're gonna see what happens at WrestleMania 41. Now, I'm rooting for Jey Uso, man. Everybody is. I hope that God that Jey Uso wins. I pray to God Jey Uso wins, man. If he don't win, I don't know, man. If Jey Uso don't win, I'm gonna be so fucking mad. I'm gonna be pissed. All right, let's keep it moving though. Let's keep it moving. So Braun Breaker was back. Excuse me. Yeah, Braun Breaker was backstage. He had an interview with Kathy Kelly. He had an interview with Kathy, and all of a sudden, the Judgment Day comes to attack his ass. They started stumping all over his ass, beat the shit out of his ass. So moving forward, Finn Balor, you know, he was in the mix of attacking Braun Breaker. He had a match against Penta. So speaking of Finn Balor, Finn Balor had a match against Penta. So that match was crazy. That match was crazy as hell. The match resulted in a disqualification. That match ended up resulting in a disqualification. Finn Balor ended up stomping Penta multiple times. Penta did a sacrifice to Finn. Dirty Dom and Carlito ended up coming out to distract Penta. But while Finn Balor lined up Penta for the finish, Braun Breaker comes out and Carlito sees Braun Breaker. He runs to the other side of the ring. Do y'all remember last week when Braun Breaker came out? He speared the shit out of Carlito. So Carlito didn't want that same shit to happen again. So Carlito ran to the other side of the ring. So Braun Breaker got in the ring. The Judgment Day ended up stomping the shit out of Braun Breaker. I mean, they stomped the beat shit out of his ass. And then all of a sudden, Braun gained momentum. He double speared. It was a double spear to Dirty Dom and Carlito. He speared both of them at the same fucking time. And then Braun Breaker tried to spear Penta, but Penta ended up kicking Braun Breaker. Penta ended up taking out Dom, Finn Balor, Braun Breaker, and Carlito. He got on the top rope and he dove from the top rope onto everybody. God damn, he took out everybody. So we will see them this Sunday for the Fatal 4-Way match, y'all. We got Dirty Dom versus Braun Breaker versus Finn Balor versus Penta for the Men's IC Championship this Sunday. Who will win that match right there? That shit is crazy. So let's get into WrestleMania. Let's get into what matches is on what day, what is what, y'all. How y'all feeling out there? It's WrestleMania week. Let's get into it. So all right, let's get into the first match. Well, I won't say the first match, but the first match I got lined up. So Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk in the triple threat is WrestleMania Saturday, y'all. Put in the comments who y'all got winning that match right there. This is all Saturday's matches. Jade versus Naomi is Saturday, alright? Who y'all got winning that? Put it in the comments. Also, the War Raiders versus the New Day, Saturday the 19th, alright? Keep it moving. We got El Grande versus Rey Mysterio this Saturday. Who y'all got winning that? I'm going for Rey Mysterio. Hopefully Rey Mysterio wins that. And we're gonna keep it pushing. We got LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the Men's United States Championship this Saturday. Alright, I'm going for LA Knight, but I believe Jacob Fatu is going to take it to the bloodline. Alright, we're going to keep it moving. Then we got Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair for the Women's WWE Championship this Saturday. Alright, so we got winning that match. I'm going for Tiffany Stratton. And then also this Saturday, we got Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, alright? And everybody knows that we are rooting for Jey Uso. Let's get into Sunday night's matches. Sunday night match, we got Liv and Raquel versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria for the Women's Tag Team Championship. So who is winning that match? Hopefully it's Bayley and Lyra, but I believe Liv and Rock is still gonna keep those titles. They're gonna retain the championships. I believe they're gonna keep them. Alright. Moving on, we got Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre in the Sin City Street Fight this Sunday. Alright, make sure y'all tune in. I'm going for Drew McIntyre. I'm going for Damian Priest, but I believe Drew McIntyre is going to win this. I believe Drew McIntyre is going to win this. Alright, also this Sunday we got AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Y'all, we got AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. I'm going for AJ. I'm going for AJ Styles. Then, like I said earlier, we got Bianca versus Rhea versus Io Sky, which is this Sunday as well. I'm going for Bianca, but I believe Rhea Ripley's going to take it. And then we got the one and only John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Championship. This Sunday main event. Alright, who y'all got winning that? I believe it's going to be Cody Rhodes. I don't know if John Cena's going to make it his 17th championship. So those are the WrestleMania 41 matches right there, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's keep it moving, y'all. We almost done. We almost done. Actually, this is it right here. This is it. So look. So CM Punk and Paul Heyman was backstage, you know, and Roman Reigns sees Paul Heyman and CM Punk talking. Roman Reigns was pissed the fuck off. He was walking to the ring. So Roman Reigns comes out to the ring, and you know, before, you know, usually y'all Paul Heyman gives, you know, Roman Reigns the mic, but Roman Reigns grabbed his own mic this time, and Paul Heyman was looking stupid in the face. So Roman Reigns ended up talking about people betraying him. And he said some people wouldn't betray him. He looks at Paul Heyman. He said something. I don't think people will betray me, would they? And he looked at Paul Heyman. So then he asked Paul Heyman, he said, why did he betray him? He was like, why did you betray me, Paul Heyman? So Paul Heyman was like, I didn't betray you, motherfucker. He said, I didn't betray your ass. He said, I just had to pay. He said, I paid back a favor that was owed, man. I paid back a favor that was owed. So Roman Reigns was like, what the fuck? He's I'm confused. Roman Reigns said, I'm the only one that is getting screwed when it comes to the favors. So Seth Rollins ended up coming out, y'all. Seth Rollins came out and he says, if Roman Reigns wins the WWE, Roman Reigns or CM Punk win at WrestleMania, the WWE will die. He said we can't have no little Roman Reigns running around, no showing up when he want to show. We can't have no CM Punks running around, no thinking the world revolves around him. So he was like, he said WWE needs more people like Seth Rollins that would do what's best for the business, what's best for the company, y'all. So Seth continued, he said that Paul Heyman has made a choice to be in CM Punk's corner. They were talking about you know, making choices and shit. So he was like, you know, Paul Heyman has made a choice to be in CM Punk's corner at WrestleMania 41. So Seth Rollins continued, he was like, he asked Paul Heyman, why are you choosing CM Punk over Roman Reigns? Everybody was like, oh shit. So Roman Reigns was like, you know what, Seth Rollins is right. But he said, you have made your own choice. And he said, I made mine. So Roman Reigns ended up attacking Seth freaking Rollins. He tossed him out of the fucking ring. And then, you know, Paul Heyman was all amped up and shit. He was like, yes, my tribal chief. Yes, my tribal chief. So Roman Reigns ended up pushing Paul Heyman down and shit. CM Punk comes out. CM Punk and Roman Reigns go at it and end up fighting each other. So Roman Reigns ended up spearing the shit out of CM Punk, y'all. So all of a sudden, after he speared CM Punk, Seth Rollins hit Roman Reigns in the back with a chair again, y'all. Again, like he did a couple years back. So he did that same shit again. And then all of a sudden, Seth Rollins was on fire. He stomps CM Punk and Roman Reigns, y'all, in the same night. So who y'all think is gonna win, y'all, this weekend? Who's gonna win this weekend? Roman Reigns, CM Punk, or Seth freaking Rollins? Woo! Y'all, that was it, y'all. That was Monday Night Raw, y'all. That is WrestleMania week. That was the last Raw before WrestleMania, y'all. So like I said, I will see y'all this WrestleMania. This weekend, I will be doing highlights of WrestleMania night 1 and 2. So like I say, every week, you know, I'll see y'all later on this week. Matter of fact, like I say, every week, man, y'all could have been anywhere in the world. But I'm making sure I ain't forgetting anything before I leave out of here. This WrestleMania week, y'all. I'm excited. So let me go ahead and go, y'all. So make sure y'all tune in. I will see y'all later on this week. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, y'all. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. That's probably what I missed. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to your boy. Keep the comments going. Keep the comments going. Who is winning? Make sure y'all put in the comments. And I will see y'all this weekend. God damn. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you're right here with the one and only King Tyson. And I will see y'all on the next episode.